What's up, everybody? Good evening to you. Oh, I've got an echo. Goodness gracious. Hold on, let me fix it. All right, now I think we've got it. I think we've got it figured out. Hello. Hi. Welcome to the production stream. We're gonna be working on a fun song tonight. Little dubstep for you guys to have fun to. I've worked on this song a little bit, but obviously there's going to be some more things that we do to it. I don't know how many of you um, have seen the new Dune movie. It is absolutely one of my favorites, and it's incredible, and we love it. Um, but we're going to be taking a song from the um, or a sound from the movie and using that. All right. And I'm glad that you guys can hear me, hopefully, and that I got the sound to work because we had some problems with that. Anyways, I'll play the sound for you. I don't want to spoil anything from the movie, so if you haven't seen it yet, go see it. It's great. But this sound is a very creepy sound. We're going to make a creepy song out of it. A creepy song from a creepy sound. I think I can share about what the sound is without spoiling anything. There's an army and they're all kneeling and they're like a religious army for the emperor. They are excellent. They're like a super cool. They're bad guys, but they're super cool in the movie. But they have like this kind of whistling tone going on. So I've messed with the sound a little bit, made it sound a little cooler. But here I'll play it for you. You can tell me what you think of it. It's great. It's so creepy and wonderful and awesome. So I've got kind of this vibe going with this. Obviously, we're gonna progress through this to make it a better sound than it is right now. I've got a basic layout. Here it is. All right, so we got a kind of nice layout going. There's, unfortunately, due to the technical difficulties, I had to transfer the files from this to another project and open it back up so that I could get it to stream properly. So, some of the things are out of alignment here. And I do really like this drop sound. This bass is awesome. There's a lot of automation going on here. If I can open some of it. So we got some things going on with the different automations to change the sounds like on this bass. I'm going to solo it for. It's a great sound. I love it. The build here definitely is going to need some work. And the intro, I mean, all of it's kind of misaligned now. The SPATR track got messed up. So let's start by making this SPATR Mongolian throat singing thing be a little bit more vibey. We're going to put a Lfo Tool on it. Oh, if I can spell tool right, correctly. So this is a tool that lets you create a vibe pretty quickly, and you can draw kind of what you want the vibe to look like, but it gives you that wub 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 kind of sound that's really prominent in EDM. So I'll let you see what that sounds like. Which that sounds pretty good. I think this clip needs to be moved a little bit as well. Let me see here if there's no warping going on, which is just fine. Actually, I think I did have these warped originally. I think they were at 120. Ah, some of them are warped and some of them are not. Let's find out which ones are warped. And but what warping is when it takes a sound and it like kind of matches it to a beat. Like this guy right here is well, that's not the correct warping though. Let's see this. Yeah, that is not. We kind of want that reverb and rain sound going even into that into the drum roll, I think. I like this silence right here. But we're going to need this to come back in a little earlier. This needs to be warped as well. That is not correct. This needs to be at 150 beats per minute. That might fix why that didn't sound right. There we go. That sounds a lot better. Also, this song needs to be at 150 BPM. That might be one of the biggest differences why things aren't sounding quite right. There we go. I think we got it. I knew there was an issue going on, and I think we figured it out. Let me get one more thing here. I'm going to re-grab the SPATR. I can't remember how it's pronounced. It's SPATR or SPATR. Maybe one of you Dune fans could check for me. I'm just going to delete this old one that we had. There we go. This should work a little better. So let's play it now and see what it sounds like. That is sounding a lot better. That's the right speed, and these vocals sound a lot better. So let's grab the Lfo tool again and throw it on. Oh, I forgot. You guys can't see the Lfo when I open up a plugin. You guys can't see that. My apologies. Well, the Lfo tool lets you draw the volume of the and a lot of other things if you want to mess with those. But the simplest thing is the volume. So it adds like this vibe now to the beat. So now if we let that run, and we're only going to turn it on right when the bass comes in, that bum 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 bum. So we're going to have it off and then automate it to be on. So it'll sound normal before. So one other thing that I wanted to do right here is these notes definitely need to be building up to go higher. So I'm gonna solo them. We're gonna go to automation for the clip and go to the pitch bend. Oh, it's already selected under the MIDI control, and we're gonna pitch it up. And we're gonna, if you hold down Alt and drag down, then that'll curve your line here, or drag up or down. And we want it to be pretty flat before it gets to the end. We want it to be like an exponential curve. And I actually am gonna bring it over so it doesn't even start pitch bending until a little ways through, and we'll make it a little bit more gradual. And let's see how that sounds. I like that. I do like that. And thank you, Taylor. Thanks to everybody who's hanging out. Andrew, Courtney, Court, Tives. You guys are wonderful. Thanks for coming on and checking this out with me. So we're gonna just go and copy that that transition. All right, so we just Control C, Control V that. Good to go. If you don't know what Control C does, then there's computer courses available. And we did it on, so we have the bass, and we have another bass that's doubled to create this effect. So you can listen to it on like your phone or something like that. So if you can hear that, that is the sub on this lower level. You're hearing those pulses there. I'm going to rename this. So we got the sub and then the regular bass. And the sub bass, all we needed to do was to bring it up an octave so that you can hear it on your phone and stuff. Let's build the actual build now. There's going to be a few different things that we want to do. The first is getting a snare. So let's look for a good snare. I have a lot of snares, so let me scroll through all these. There we go. Let's see if we can get some. Ooh, I love it when you hear the first sound and you're like, oh, that could work. That one has a nice crispy sound to it, so let's use that. We can always we'll see if we can find one more that maybe we like. This is the super annoying part of making music, is doing this. So I'm sorry for your ears. That one's kind of nice too. It's a little shorter. Let's try that. We can use both of these and see what we can do. So we have the build happening over these 8 bars here. We're going to create a MIDI clip, and we're going to. Did it zoom in on the stream? Did it zoom in when I right clicked? Huh, that's weird. I like that puffed, and then add some insane dubstep wobbles. I like that puffed too. Oh man, that's great. We're just gonna do a basic snare build here. So on every on every beat. So we're going to add it again. Really dancey build pattern. And if you notice, you got that dun 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 going on the bass, and then having the right on the beat snare will makes it even more energetic. Actually, we want only these last two off, so to give room for that fill. And then we're going to copy and paste here, and then we're just going to use the divide by 2, and that creates the MIDI notes at half the tempo, or twice the tempo, excuse me. So now it's got a double time. And then we want to do another double time over here. Start a little later. Perfect. We're going to add one more snare right on the end. I think that should be pretty good. Yeah, that sounds great. And that'll be a great lead into the drop. The next thing we're going to do is transpose or make the pitch of the snares shift. So let's grab the transpose. And because this is a MIDI clip and not, oh, never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. We're going to transpose it here on the actual arrangement instead of in the MIDI file, because on these guys, when we shifted the pitch, we weren't actually shifting the pitch, we were shifting the pitch bend wheel like on a keyboard, if you know what that is. But up here, we're going to be transposing the pitch in the instrument down here. So we're actually automating this guy, which is a different control than the actual MIDI information. Lots of technical jargon, but ask questions, you guys. If you're into producing and this is the kind of thing you like, ask some things and I'll see if I answer it. If I don't know, then I will try and find out for you. But I mean, part of the reason why I'm doing this is to help people learn and the people that want to get into it. So yeah. Okay, let's hear the snare build now with that pitch up at the end. I like that. That's good. That's good. It's real good. Next, we need to I want to get this sound that we are using. I spent a while working on this the other day. I'm going to freeze this track. Sorry, you couldn't hear me during that little dealio, but I want to use the sound that we're doing in the build, but really subtly. So I'm going to duplicate this track now that we've frozen it. If I can find the button, goodness gracious. I'm just going to hit Control D. It's the faster way to do it. Now we're going to flatten the track. And flattening the track will turn the information that's in the MIDI file into a WAV file. It looks like a freaking brick when it's zoomed out like that. But when we zoom in and we see this, you can see it's the audio information for what we just created. So I think I want to use this section right here as like this build up. We'll move kind of the rest of this out of the way for a sec. We might use this part at the beginning, but I think I want to try this one first. So much of this is trial and error. Maybe not. Let's try this one. That I think would work a little better. That So let's try this. It's going to sound terrible for a second. I'll show you what we're going to do. Yeah, let's keep it going right till there. Okay, what we're going to do is we are going to automate the EQ for this guy. So we're going to grab an EQ8 from our tools here, drop it down onto the utility, or on the track, sorry. And we're going to turn on the high pass and the low pass. We're going to have the high pass started really high, I think. And then for the low pass, we're going to bring it in gradually because it's got a lot of sub information. So we're going to automate the low pass so that we're going to automate the high pass so that it allows more and more and more information to come through. I don't like these last two. So let's try that. So that will be really nice because it will introduce, the sound of the drop before it happens, which is a style that's happening a lot right now. I think it makes, a lot of dubstep and stuff easier to listen to almost, easier on the ears because your brain already knows what's going on. We probably don't even want it in quite as much as it is. So let's bring it out just a little bit. And let's make it so that it's there at the beginning more. There we go. I'm using that Alt key again to shift some things around. I love that. That's sounding great. I'm going to unfreeze this track now because we're probably going to use some stuff from it later. Actually, no, that's fine. That's fine. That's perfect. All right, next thing we're going to do is we are going to add a kick drum into this section into the build. But we're also going to automate that and make it come in gradually. That's very, this loop has a lot of different things going on in it, and we're going to add to it. But let's find our own kick here. Oh, that's a nice one. I think we used this kick on Necessary Parasite on the SPATR album. It was a good kick. Let's use that. Let's bring it up onto the kick track here. And for those of you that do produce, using a template and having things like your kick track and your bass already set up saves you so much time. All this information that you're seeing right here on the track is already loaded every time I open a new project to just save me time and allows me to work a little faster. So we're going to do basically the same pattern here. Actually, we're going to just do every beat. And we are going to change it to the correct note so that it is triggering the kick. Andrew, I do a lot of everything. So I make my own sounds. I use sounds. If I find a sound that is really good, then I will use it over and over and over and over again. Some of my favorite sounds, I'll show you here. That I haven't put on this yet. It's just one of my things that I do at the end here. That clap, I use it on all sorts of stuff. That's something I made. Like if you are doing it right, I think there's a lot of people who get into their heads about like, oh, I can't use packs or loops or things like that because I need to make it my own music. Well, that's kind of like saying you don't want to use you don't want to use paint that someone else mixed as an artist. But if you know that it's a good quality paint and you know how to use it, as long as you're not just saying, like, covering a canvas with it and saying, oh, I painted this and I made the paint, then that's a little different. But I don't think that there's any shame in using presets or loops or things like that. I think a lot of people get hung up on that, and then it creates a much longer production process. And in today's world, quantity, obviously quality wins, but 10 tracks is going to get you more attention than one really good track. And if you are doing, this is a big tangent, but there was a class, a photography class, or a college professor did this study with his students where he had a bunch of students take a picture every day, and they had to submit like 100 pictures or something over the course of the class. And then one person had to do, or the other half of the class had to do one picture, but that was their only picture, and they had to submit that for their final, basically. And you would think that the people who spent the whole semester like doing the one picture produced a lot better pictures than the people who did one every day, but the people who did one every day inevitably ended up producing a lot better pictures than the one picture a semester people. And I think there's a lot to be said for doing a lot of projects and like being willing to scrap things if they suck, but also like producing quickly and not spending 3 weeks or a month or 6 months on the same song, which I am guilty of doing. And we got some really good songs on the SPATR album, but I just finished doing 30 songs in 30 days a little bit ago, and some of those songs are freaking killer, and they were done in less than 12 hours from start to finish. So use whatever you like. I make sure that you know how to do the stuff that, like, I know how to, on these kicks here. Oops, I can't solo a track or else I won't be able to talk. I know on these kicks here that the kicks are too long and that I need to shape them. I need to shorten them. I need to fade them out, because they're going to hit too much. I can also tell that they're in tune. Because I've done my own time, constructing my own kicks and snares and stuff like that. But the other big part of that, Andrew, this is such a long answer. The other big part of that is I don't find much joy in creating a lot of sounds. I like creating songs and creating emotions. And so I don't focus on that as much, because this production stuff is what I really, really love. So yeah, that's a really, really, really long answer to your question, but thank you for asking. Now let's high pass drop these kicks in. No, sorry. We are going to high pass and bring the high pass up in frequency. So we'll have less and less of the kick throughout the build. I like that. You know what? I think we could use a little bit more information here. Why don't we I like the high pass sound, or the white noise sound that we got from high passing the bass. I like that sound quite a bit, but I think we could definitely use a riser in this build. And I think we should also have this guy going right there. Okay, this is one tool that I think is super, super helpful. It took me a long time. I don't know how many of you use automations in Ableton, but this lock button will save you so much headache. It locks all the envelopes, so when I slide this over now, that data doesn't travel with the clips that I slid. I can turn it back off because I usually use it, but it is really, really helpful. I didn't discover that till like a month ago. It's been so nice. So let's try that. We need a little bit more, so I got to turn that lock on again. Let's duplicate these two. There we go. Awesome. Also, Andrew, I'm going to mention one other thing. I don't buy a lot of packs. I do have some packs that I've purchased when they're on like a really good sale or something like that from somebody that I know. But most of the time I'm using Splice and looking for a very specific sound that I already have in mind. So that's the other answer, as I was thinking about that for a sec. Okay, I like that sound a lot. We still need a riser. Ooh, that might be good, but it's very... I use this one a lot. It is very loud though, so let me put it in a new file here. Or new track, excuse me. And we'll cut it off before that drop. We're also going to cut out... oh, I always forget. I need to not warp these. They always want to warp when they come in, but we don't want to warp it. And you know what? I don't even want that last tail end. And then we are going to take out that section during the fill so we can have a better sounding build, have like absolute silence during that fill. It's really important, I think, to get a good change up feeling. And let's try this. Oh, let's turn it down too. Let's turn it down to like -5 because it gets so loud. Ooh, that's so nice. That sounds great. This needs to be louder, so let's turn it up. Maybe like 3 decibels. Just to get a noticeable difference. And these sounds were too noticeable for me. It's too noticeable for too long. But I like how it sounds up here. I think I'm going to actually automate it back up a little bit, or maybe like the same thing, and even make it a little bit. Let's see how that sounds. I really like this sound that they have right here. I think I want to make that more prominent. It's so quiet compared to the rest of the sound. I'm just going to double it. I don't think it'll be that noticeable. Let's see if putting it a little bit later helps. Oh, it's not in the right moment though. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. It's got to be on the beat, right? That works. That works pretty well. All right, so this stompy sound is, I almost want to, lessen it. I want it to be, sorry, not lessen it. I want to make it more stompy at the beginning and less energetic. So there's hi-hats going on in between these. I think it's these guys right here. Yeah, let's take that out for the first half of the drop, or at least the first measure of it. That's kind of nice, with only the third one. Maybe we'll leave that first one in too. And we need to give this sidecar some more mass in this section. Let's see if we can beef them up a little bit. I think we need the OTT, the classic OTT Do 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 do. Oh, we also need to turn off the Lfo tool during that section. We don't want the Lfo tool on because we don't need to be maintaining a beat during, like, the vibe during those little sections. We just want it to be really prominent, really present, right in your face kind of sound. So we're going to turn upward, downward, and turn the depth like 50%. Let's see how that sounds. That added a lot. Let's hear it without it. I added a little bit. I'm going to do something that helps, but you may not like. What I'm going to do is I'm going to loop that sound and then automate it as we're listening to it. Sorry, not automate it, but mess around with these settings to try and get the sound that we like. I think there was one other thing that we can do, and that is to use a plugin called Little Altar Boy by Sound. Who is it that does it? Little Altar Boy. Who does you? Sound Toys. That's who it is. Oh, why did we get me doubled up now? That was weird. Very strange. Very strange. Why am I hearing myself twice? Very interesting. All right, let's take a look. I wonder, what I wanted to try was if we could, let me close that really quick and see if that's what's causing it. Is it? Yeah, that's totally it. Why is it doing that? That's so annoying. Well, oh well. We're going to put it on there. We want to make the music sound good, even if it does bother me. So we're going to bring it down like 12 semitones and put the dry wet at like 50% and just see how it sounds. Oh my gosh, that sounds great. Let's try it. That is cool. It's got this really deep quality to it. Yeah, that sounds real good. I almost wonder if we should duplicate this. Duplicate it and then drop out the Little Altar Boy on the first one. So now this by itself is going to be the normal pitch. And this bottom one is going to be the deeper one, and we're going to turn the wet all the way up. So that way we can just get even more volume and stuff going on in both the high and, or the medium and the low frequencies. I think we also need to drop off this high pass. Oh, that just sounds so dark and evil, and I love it. All right, let's try this. That sounds so good. Let's check out the triplet breakdown over here. Sounds great too. Sounds wonderful. All right. We're going to rewind just a little bit. Another tip is I like to go back periodically and listen to make sure that everything's flowing. One of the things I just realized is we need to do a little bit better on the transitions. So let's get that sound I was showing you guys. My favorite, So Good Impact. And we'll put it on a new audio track. So we're going to put it in a few places. This is one from one of my first songs that I did, that I released. It's a great, great sound. Okay, so we're going to put it at the very beginning of the song. So subtle, just adds a little something right at the beginning. Oh, we don't need all that extra information for the SPATR during this whole section. So we're going to delete that. We're going to delete this one back here so it doesn't sound crazy. We definitely need a pad. We need something musical going on right here. So I'm going to pull up a Serum. Serum is a synthesizer plugin. Oh, I've got one ready here. What's this selected to? Hold on. Half a moment. Let's see what sound we got. That's really loud. Let's find something else. See if we can find a good pad here. I'm going to go through and find something really quick. I've got to figure out a way to be able to show the plugin screens. I will figure it out soon. That might be good with like a Reese sound at the bottom. So why don't we try that? Oh, I forgot we're doing like this tritone thing over here. So we've got B flat and E. So I think we should start it on E. It's a little loud. Let's turn it down. Get it to like -3 dB. I guess it needs to come in and just be that natural sound at the beginning, and that sound is too bright. So we'll still find another sound. Ooh, that's kind of nice. Let's try that. That's really subtle. In fact, we'll just put it in here, see what we can get out of it. Insert a MIDI clip, put the notes in. I often find myself working in the wrong octave, and Ableton does this nice little thing of showing you the notes you're playing. That'll work. Let's get that, draw it. Whoopsies. Grab the end, stretch it out. And then let's get a lower pad here. We're going to duplicate this track just because it already has a Serum on it. There we go. And then we will just type in, I know you can't see, but I'm typing in Reese on the content filter, and we'll find a good Reese sound. Oh, I love that. That's just nasty and mean. Put it too low in the register, then it sounds like a bodily function, which is not what we're looking for. We want that kind of Tron-y sound. Still, we're going to turn it down quite a bit, so it's going to be very subtle. it too low. I'm gonna turn it down even more. It's got to be like -10 maybe. Okay, let's see what that sounds like when it comes in. I think we need that to be higher. Let's try it an octave up. And a little louder. Let's try it at 2 deep. And it might be good if we brought in the Lfo tool a little earlier to see how that sounds. Let's do it one more octave higher. I really like the way this sounds by itself, but it's not working in this mix. It's creating kind of some dissonance. I wonder if we put in I'm going to just take this guy out because we're not going to be using it. I wonder if we put in this guy and get a bit of a build sound going. Why don't we do that? Some low frequency kicks might be good too to add a pulse to this. I'm going to hit that lock button again, drag this over, holding down control, which just creates a copy. We're going to do halftime. I could have just, actually, let's do that just for show. I'm going to hit the ×2, so that makes it twice as long. That's sounding pretty dang good now. We need some more things going on here. So we need some chords. And I think we could use somewhat of a melody, but it's really hard to do a melody with tritone stuff. Like the only thing I know of with tritone that is quick and easy is freaking Wizard of Oz. Oh, yo, yo. Like, we got to think of something here. Tritones just sound weird, but they're great. Make things real creepy. Oh, I definitely took the long way around. All right, so we're starting on the B flat. Sorry, let me change that to a more pleasing sound. Oh, that's kind of nice. But that sound is a little too happy. That would work. Let's try that. We're going to just insert a clip here. If you guys have any questions, we're going to be finishing up in a couple minutes. So what would you guys like to know? Bum, bum, bum. And normally you can't do this, but since we're doing a tritone chord progression, it's the same key for both of them. So B flat minor and then E minor. Which sounds so weird by itself, but with that, it sounds so cool. Maybe on that last one, we can just leave that note there to add a little variation. And then on these guys, I'd actually like to, we need to split these. I'm going to hit I hit Control E to split these, and then hit Control J to join that together. And then we're going to leave these last two, we're going to take those off, and then we're going to duplicate that. Now we've got a matching pattern, and I'm going to select all in this pattern and hit Shift and the up arrow, which is going to push it all an octave up. That's sounding pretty nice. It's a little harsh, and we need to turn it down. Whoa! I'm so sorry. 2 decibels, not 21. See how that sounds. We need a little transition crash here as well. We also need to do this for sure. We need to lead into this sound. So we are going to do a low pass automation. We'll have it come up, start from almost nothing, just barely audible, and then up at the end. You can't really hear it, can you? So let's build it up a little earlier. And that tone is just not working. Man, that's got to be a lot more boosted up than it is. Let's bring it up. need to take that last note out. We just want that da da da. Take it out there. Take it out here as well. Makes me want to go see Dune again too. One of my top 5 movies of all time. It's so great. So excellent. SPATR in this section are a little too loud. I like how loud they are now in the drop, but during this part they are too hot. So I think I might just automate the OTT, which is a compressor, to be off during this whole first section and only on during the drop. So it gives that extra weight during the drop only. One other thing that I'm going to do really quick is a trick that I learned from Barely Alive. I am going to add this utility onto the master track, and during the build, we're going to have it kind of get a little quieter and a little bit more mono, and then during the drop, we're going to bring back all the volume. And please note this is before any mastering is done or anything for this song, but once the mastering's added, this will actually be after any mastering effects. It'll be this totally end of the processing chain effect. So I brought this down 2 decibels, which is hard. It's really hard to notice a 2 decibel drop, especially when it's gradual, but you can definitely feel a 2 decibel instantaneous increase. And the other thing we're going to do is we're going to take the width, and which normally is at 100, which is great. And we're going to put it to 50%, and it's going to make it feel a little bit more mono, like it's only coming from one speaker. Okay, so let's try this. I don't know if I like that kick anymore. Let's try it without it. This actually would be really good on that sound. This is kind of a placeholder sound. I've not settled on it at all, but it is kind of a similar to the sound that I want to get, but I think we could definitely improve upon it. That is coming along nicely. I've had a ton of fun doing this today with you guys. I got to run, but every Friday, either a live stream production or a live stream set will be available for you guys to watch and enjoy, unless there's extenuating circumstances. But I love you guys. Thanks for your support. Thanks for sharing this and my other music if you enjoy it. Thanks for listening, and I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday weekend. Well, it's almost holidays, so Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all that stuff. But happy holidays to you, and have a good night.